My kids are Gunnar, Goody, or Gudrun, Gudrun, and Joseph, and Randall. Oh no, Gustav. His middle name is Randall. Gustav, and David. And David's a baby. When I was growing up, we used to have potato dumplings, and it's a cheap dish, and so I think a lot of it around the farms had potato dumplings. And what you do is you grate the potatoes, and then you mix them with flour, and before that you've put a ham bone in water, and so you got all the flavor, and then you mix the potatoes and the flour. You make little balls and put them in the water and cook them until they're done, and then eat them with butter, and then you fry them the next morning. And and they look awful, but they are so good. And my kids just love them, and even some of my grandkids and some of my, you might say, some of my kids' wives that aren't part of the family, they finally love them too. But they're really good, and this became you might say, Christmas Eve tradition that we always had potato dumplings. I don't know if they still do or not, but we did all the time I was having kids. Well, we were on vacation every year, but every other year, one year we generally go to Montana to see his mother, and the other year we would go to my family. And we did that almost every year, yes. Well, we'd ride in the car. This was had to have ride in the car, and and that can get pretty boring if you drive going into to Minnesota, and or even to Montana, and so we would figure out. I don't know, one time we had how many cars they could find, what color cars they could find. Another one was a white horse up on the mountain. And we would just play with all of these until we got really tired, and then, and we always generally would start our trips in the middle of the night because the kids were all sleeping. And so they were all sleeping. By the time they woke up, we were probably halfway there at least, and so it didn't seem as long. And if Gus was talking about this, Gus was. I can remember stopping in South Dakota, and we had breakfast, and he ordered pancakes. And they had this thing, I think they were 6 or 8 pancakes, and they were huge. And the waitress, Gus ordered them, and the waitress just said, "Oh no, you won't be able to eat those." And he ate every bit of it, He was kind of the hellion of the bunch. One time, a couple of my granddaughters came to stay with me, Barbie and Paige. And Paige was wearing tops that were pretty scant. And so Barbie and I decided we were going to buy her some new shirts, tops that fit decently. And so we were looking all over, and so we were just having a good time shopping. And we decided we were going to do all these funny things. So we bought mascara, and we bought this, and we bought the bluing, and so we went home and dyed our hair. And they just thought it was fun because Grandma was doing it. Well, you want to make sure that you're going to listen to them and find out what they're interested in and what they're doing, and make sure that that you're going to pay attention to them. We used to go to all their ball games whenever they had a ball game, and I think that made a difference. The kids knew we were there, and I think this was important. That I think everyone should know that you need to learn to listen to your children and find out what's going on.
The boys want to know who's your favorite.
Well, that's Gus and David, and they're both the youngest. I don't know where they think they're the favorites, because they're not. I don't have any favorites, because Gunnar would say he's a favorite.